If I were to suddenly become a superhero, I don't think there's much time to waste. I would set about trying to track down Batman and Superman and get their advice on how to best proceed. Because if I had their level of power, I would want to know what to do. I would imagine they have like an annual meeting or something that superheroes go to where you learn how to be a hero. So I'd start with them. But for the rest of us, let's say you randomly got superpowers. You didn't get picked by Nick Fury, but you just woke up and you have superpowers. What would you do first? Would you tell anybody? Who would you tell? These are all things that we want to unpack today in this video. So hello, I'm the host. This is a channel where we unpack all the biggest moments in pop culture, comics, movies, TV, video games, and more. And today we re-talking about superheroes because it has actually been a while since we've talked about superheroes, and I miss talking about superheroes. So if you are a superhero fan, make sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe so you never miss another video. Also, if you're new here and you like what you see, make sure to subscribe and join the fam. Now, if you're like me and you find yourself suddenly having superpowers, the first thing I would do is try to figure out exactly what my superpower is. Because some superpowers are pretty obvious, like, oh, I can shoot webs out of my wrists, right? But other ones might not be so obvious. Maybe you just feel different. Maybe you feel faster or stronger than you did before, or maybe you have a heightened sense of hearing, or maybe you can talk to animals. The possibilities are really endless when it comes to superpowers. I think one of the most important things to figure out is the extent of your powers. Can you fly at supersonic speeds, or do you just jump really high? If you're like me and you're now Spider-Man, you need to figure out how far you can swing on those webs. I think that's very important. You also need to figure out any limits to your powers. Is there a physical manifestation of your powers that you can see, or is it more internal? Are your powers tied to something like emotions, or maybe they come out whenever you want them to? Do you have to concentrate to use them? All of these questions need to be answered. So that would probably take up the majority of my first day after getting superpowers. After that, though, I would probably want to test out my powers a little bit. Not too much testing, though. I don't want to draw any unwanted attention to myself. I'm not looking to become the center of a government conspiracy or anything like that. And I think the best way to test your powers is by doing something relatively simple, like maybe trying to lift something that was really heavy before, or maybe trying to run really fast, or maybe trying to leap over something. It's important to know what you're capable of. And honestly, this goes back to knowing the extent of your powers, but I think it's important to know what you can do physically. Once I know everything I can do, I'd probably take a few days to process it all. I mean, this is a lot to take in. I would probably take a few days to myself to process it all before deciding what I want to do next. Because once you discover your powers, the next step would be to decide what you want to do with them. And that's a big decision. Do you want to help people? Do you want to use your powers to make money? Do you want to keep your powers a secret and live a normal life? There's a lot of things to consider, and honestly, there's no right answer. I think it's really up to you and what you want to do. Like I said, if I were Spider-Man, I think I would want to try to find Batman or Superman and ask them what they did when they received their powers. And then I'd ask them how they decided to use them and why they decided to use them that way. That's a great conversation. I hope I could have that conversation. That'd be awesome. If you're someone who wants to help people with their powers, then I think it's important to decide how you're going to do that. Are you going to be a superhero? Are you going to be a vigilante? Are you going to work with the police or with a superhero team? These are all things that you need to consider. And again, there's no right answer. It's really up to you and what you want to do. Being a superhero is a big responsibility. It takes a lot of time, energy, and dedication. You need to be willing to put others before yourself and be prepared to make the ultimate sacrifice if necessary. Of course, no one expects you to sacrifice yourself, but sometimes it's necessary, so it's important to be prepared for that. If you're someone who wants to use their powers for good, but you're not sure if you want to be a superhero or not, there are other options. You could use your powers to help people in more subtle ways. You could work behind the scenes, helping the police or other organizations without drawing attention to yourself. You could also use your powers to help people in your everyday life, like helping out at your job or in your community. Again, there's no right answer. It's really up to you and what you want to do. The most important thing is that you use your powers responsibly. With great power comes great responsibility. So please be responsible with your powers. Don't use them to harm others or to benefit yourself. Use them to help others and make the world a better place. That being said, it's okay if you don't want to use your powers to help people. You're not a bad person for wanting to keep your powers a secret and live a normal life. It's a difficult decision to make, but ultimately it's up to you. Just remember that if you decide to keep your powers a secret, you need to be careful. People can be dangerous if they know you have powers. They may try to take advantage of you or use you for their own gain. So you need to be careful about who you trust. Also, even if you don't want to be a superhero, that doesn't mean you can't help people. There are other ways to help people without using your powers. You can volunteer your time, donate money, or simply be a good friend or a neighbor. The world needs more good people, not just superheroes. So what would you do if you became a superhero? Let us know in the comments below. We're always excited to hear your thoughts. And if you're not already subscribed, please do so and join the family. I'm the host. This has been our channel. And until next time, stay safe, stay awesome, and stay subscribed.